12 most amazing ancient ruins of the world. The world is home of fascinating ancient ruins. Many of these ancient societies were incredibly innovative and forward-thinking. Good day to all of you, my friends. I hope you are in good health amid this COVID-19 crisis. Let's talk about the amazing ancient ruins of the world. Just take a look at their brilliant city planning and incredible engineering, some of which we are yet to fully understand. If you enjoy our video, please click the subscribe button below and click the bell icon for more videos like this. Intro, amigos. Some of the most captivating ancient ruins are full of thousand-years-old mystery that will overwhelm even the most curious of minds. Here is the list of 12 most amazing ancient ruins of the world. 12. Bagan. Bagan in central Burma is one of the world's greatest archaeological sites. The verdant 26-square-mile plain, part covered in stands of palm and tamarind, caught in the bend of the lazy-flowing Irrawaddy River, and framed by the hazy silver grey of distant mountains. Rising from the plain's canopy of green are temples, dozens of them, hundreds of them, beautiful, otherworldly silhouettes that were built by the kings of Bagan between 1057 and 1287, when their kingdom was swept away by earthquakes and Kublai Khan and his invading Mongols. Some 2,230 of an original 4,450 temples survive, a legacy of the Buddhist belief that to build a temple was to earn merit. 11. Tikal. Tikal, located in the north of the Pitan region of Guatemala, was a major Maya city which flourished between 300 and 850 CE. The city, known to the Maya themselves as Mutol, is one of the grandest in Mesoamerica. Amongst the first Maya cities to gain prominence in the early Classic period 250 to 600 CE, Tikal built its wealth by exploiting its natural resources and geographical location to become a Maya superpower. Status of it also enjoyed in the 7th century CE, when some of the site's most impressive later monuments were constructed. Abandoned by its original inhabitants more than 1,000 years ago, the city remained unknown to outsiders for almost a millennium. In 1525, a Spanish conquistador, Hernando Cortés, passed within a few dozen miles of the place without learning of it. Likewise, in 1841, the American diplomat, journalist and explorer John Lloyd Stephen and the British illustrator Frederick Catherwood reported with great fanfare their discovery of ruins in the Mayan region, but they missed Tikal. Guatemalan archive mentioned the local people lived in Tikal in the 18th century, but the first official expedition to the ruin was not until 1848. Even Tikal is a relatively recent name, derived from the Mayan word Tiakal, or at the water hole. 10. Karnak. Karnak is a modern-day name for the ancient site of the Temple of Ammon at Thebes, Egypt. The Egyptians called the site Nisot Tui, throne of the two lands. Ipit Isit, the finest of sets, as well as Iptwit, selected spot. The original name has to do with the ancient Egyptian belief that Thebes was the first city founded on the primordial mound which rose from the water of cows at the beginning of the world. At that time, the creator god Atum stood on the mount to begin the work of creation. The site of the temple was thought to be this original ground and the temple was raised at the spot for that reason. Karnak is believed to have been an ancient observatory as well as a place of worship where the god Ammon would interact directly with the people of Earth. The Temple of Ammon is the largest religious building in the world and honor not only Ammon but other gods such as Osiris, Monto, Isis, Ta, and the Egyptian rulers who wish to be remembered for their contribution to this site. The Temple of Ammon was in constant use with perpetual growth for over 2,000 years and considered one of the most sacred sites in Egypt. 9. Borobudur. The Borobudur Temple compound is one of the greatest Buddhist monuments in the world and was built in the 8th and 9th centuries AD during the reign of the Sailendra dynasty. The monument is located in the Kidu Valley in the southern part of central Java at the center of the island of Java, Indonesia. Borobudur is an impressive and monumental ancient Buddhist structures. Borobudur's design is a mix of Javanese style and Gupta dynasty architecture, reflecting the blend of indigenous and Indian aesthetic in ancient Java. Over 500 statues of Buddha are positioned around Borobudur, and Borobudur contains roughly 3,000 bas-relief sculptures. These sculptures are all unique in that they depict the Buddha's teaching, life, and personal wisdom. 8. Teotihuacan is an ancient Mesoamerican city located 30 miles, 50 kilometers northeast of modern-day Mexico City. The city, which was designed a UNESCO World Heritage in 1987, was settled as early as 400 BC and became the most powerful and influential city in the region by 400 AD. By the time the Aztec found the city in the 1400 and named it Teotihuacan, meaning the place where the gods were created. The city has been abandoned for centuries. Teotihuacan origin, history, and cultures largely remain a mystery. Teotihuacan is arranged in grid layout that covers about 80 square miles, 20 square kilometers. It contains around 2,000 single-story apartment compound, as well as various pyramids, plazas, temples, and places of nobles and priests. The city contains several large, important structures: the Pyramid of Moon, the Pyramid of the Sun, the Clodila Citadel, and the Temple of Quetzalcoatl, the feather serpent. 7. Moai statues. Moai statues are massive megalith at Easter Island, and these are what this island is famous for. The Moais were built in approximately 1400 to 1650 AD by the native of this island, also known as Rapa Nui. There are around 1,000 statues, up to 86 tons in weight, and 10 meters in height. Though average is around half of that, 95% of the Moai were carved from the volcano Rano Raraku. Moai statues were built to honor chieftains or other important people who had passed away. They were placed on rectangular stone platforms called ahu, which are termed for the people that the statue represented. The Moai were intentionally made with different characteristics since were intended to keep the appearance of the person it represented. 6. Colosseum. Colosseum, also called Flavian Amphitheater, giant amphitheater built in Rome under the Flavian emperors. Construction of the Colosseum was begun sometime between 70 and 72 CE during the reign of Vespasian. It is located just east of the Palatine Hill on the ground of what was Nero's Golden House. The artificial lake that was the centerpiece of that palace complex was drained, and the Colosseum was sited there. A decision that was as much symbolic as it was practical. Vespasian, whose path to the throne had relatively humble beginnings, chose to replace the tyrannical emperor's private lake with a public amphitheater that could host tens of thousands of Romans. 5. Great Wall of China. Great Wall of China, Chinese pinyin, extensive bulwark erected in ancient China, one of the largest building construction projects ever undertaken. The Great Wall actually consists of numerous walls, many of them parallel to each other, built over some 2 millennia across northern China and southern Mongolia. The most extensive and best preserved version of the wall dates from the Ming Dynasty, 1368 to 1644, and runs for some 5,500 miles, 8,850 kilometers, east to west from Mount Hu near Dandong, southeastern Liaoning province, to Jiayu Pass west of Jingyuan, northwestern Jiangsu province. This wall often traces the crestline of hills and mountains as it snakes across the Chinese countryside, and about one-fourth of its length consists solely of natural barriers such as rivers and mountain ranges. Nearly all of the rest is actual constructed wall, with the small remaining stretches constituting ditches or moats. Although lengthy sections of the wall are now in ruins or have disappeared completely, it is still one of the more remarkable structures on Earth. 4. Petra. The Rose City is a honeycomb of hand-hewn caves, temples, and tombs carved from blasting pink sandstone in the high desert of Jordan some 2,000 years ago. Hidden by time and shifting sun, Petra tells of a lost civilization. Little is known about the Nabateans, the nomadic desert people whose kingdom rose up from these cliffs and peaks, and whose incredible wealth grew from the lucrative incense trade. Petra's engineering phenomena are legion, including the sophisticated water system that supported some 30,000 inhabitants, carved into the twisted passageway of the Sikh. The irrigation channel drops only 12 feet over the course of a mile, while underground cistern store run off to be used in drier times of the year. And yet, it's the raw beauty of Petra that draws in so many millions of visitors. 3. Machu Picchu. Nestled high in the slope of Andes, the ruins of Machu Picchu continue to reveal the mysteries of the Inca Empire. While the archaeological site draws scores of visitors to Peru annually, here are some known secrets hidden beneath its layer of history. Built without the use of mortar, metal tools, or the wheel, Machu Picchu is an engineering marvel. While the Inca are best remembered for their beautiful walls, their civil engineering projects were incredibly advanced as well. The site we see today had to be sculpted out of nuts between two small peaks by moving stone and earth to increase relatively flat space. 2. Angkor. Deep in the forest of Cambodia, S.U.B.S.C.R.I.B.E province, the elegant spires of an ancient store city soar skyward above the sprawling complex of Angkor Archaeological Park. The Khmer Empire's various capital thrived here from the 9th to 15th centuries, while their rulers presided over an empire that stretched from Myanmar, Burma to Vietnam, including forested areas and newly discovered suburbs. Angkor covers more than 400 square kilometers. Many of the temples at Angkor, all of which give expression to Indian cosmological and mythical themes, were built in order to provide a locus for cult through which kings and other members of the royal family could be assured of immortality by becoming identified with Shiva or one of the other preeminent god of the realms. 1. Giza. The Great Pyramid of Giza is a defining symbol of Egypt and the last of the ancient 7 wonders of the world. It is located on the Giza Plateau near the modern city of Cairo and was built over a 20-year period during the reign of the king Khufu, 2589 to 2566 BCE, also known as Cheops of the 4th dynasty. Until the Eiffel Tower was completed in Paris, France in 1889 CE, the Great Pyramid was the tallest structures made by human hands in the world. A record it held for over 3,000 years and one unlikely to be broken. Other scholars have pointed to the Lincoln Cathedral spire in England, built in 1300 CE, as the structures which finally surpassed the Great Pyramid in height, but still the Egyptian monument held the title for an impressive span of time. The pyramid rises to a height of 479 feet, 146 meters, with a base of 754 feet, 230 meters, and is comprised of over 2 million blocks of stone. Some of the stones are of such ancient size and weight that the logistics of raising and positioning them so precisely seems an impossibility by modern standards. Although many theories persist as to the purposes of the pyramid, the most widely accepted understanding is that it was constructed as a tomb for the king. That's all for now, my friends. I hope you enjoy it. Please click like and share to help our channel. And please click the subscribe button below and click the bell icon so that you will be notified if we upload new videos. Bye bye and have a pleasant day, my friends.